Hello everybody, Tracy Sizemore here, day 30 RPG a day, almost done. It is August 30th and I'm still not 100% feeling okay, but better than yesterday, which was better than the day before, so that's good. So anyway, here we are, day 30. So the question of the day is, what RPG mashup would you most like to see? Genre mashup. What RPG genre mashup would you most like to see? And to expand on this whole thing, I find it interesting that I guess it's just kind of the way I am, but I find it maybe this is because I am a make do with what you have kind of person. Always been that way. So my default is to, when I want to do something new or create something, I will look around to see what I already have and then repurpose or use those tools to make that something new. Right? This is something I've always done. That's my default. So as a lighting designer, for example, in theater, whenever I wanted to do something, design a show or something, I would look at the inventory I had and then go, okay, what can I do with this inventory of lighting instruments, right? Other people have a different mindset about that. And a lot of other people think, oh, I want to create something new. So what pie in the sky things can I grab, can I get, can I, requisition or buy or get my hands on so that I can do that something new? So what equipment do I not have that would make my ideas come to life better if I got it, right? I don't think that way. So I would fail in some ways as a lighting designer because I wouldn't be like, oh, in order to do this cool idea, I need like this super duper projector that we can rent, or I need this moving light that would be ideal for this purpose that I don't have. Instead, I look at what I've got and I go, oh, this would be great if I repurposed it like this and used it in a way that that you may not see it normally used, right? That's the way I think. And so I see the same thing happen in RPG circles with RPG fans and stuff, where I find it interesting because people will say, has anybody, like Savage Worlds community, for example, a lot of people will come on and say, has anybody savaged this property, this TV show or this movie or this book or whatever? Has anybody made a Savage Worlds rule set or setting based on this book or that movie or this TV series or whatever? And I would never ask that question, because if I wanted to make a Savage Worlds setting of that book or that TV series or that movie or whatever, I would just do it. I would just do it. So, and my doing it will make sure that whatever I find important about that setting or book, or whatever I find essential about it, is going to get incorporated in whatever the rules or implementation of that will be in Savage Worlds. So again, I'm a doer, I suppose. I do things. And so if I want to do something, if I want to have something that doesn't exist, I will take the tools that are out there, survey what I've got, and then I will repurpose those tools to get me what I want and create it myself. Now, granted, that takes a lot of work, and so I have to really want to do it. I have to really want to do it. So I understand why people would ask, has anybody savaged this X property? If they don't want to spend the work doing it themselves. I totally get that. And of course, obviously, this is how RPGs are made. You know, people have an idea, fill a need, and they write it down and they sell it, and then a lot of people have something that they never had before, and that's perfectly awesome. I mean, without it, you don't have Savage Worlds at all, right? You don't have Fate. You don't have these things that other people created for you. So I totally get it. I look at it differently. My first instinct, and not to say that this is that having a new RPG to do a specific thing isn't awesome, but my first instinct is to go, oh, if I want it, well, I can just take this tool from here, this tool from here, and this tool from here, and then I can make it myself. You know, if I want it bad enough. And second instinct is to see if there's something else out there already. Something that does a better job than what I would do. Because undoubtedly there is. So anyway, that's the whole long way of saying, of sort of setting up a backdrop for answering this question is what RPG genre mashups would I most like to see? I have no idea how to answer that question except to say that I have my own ideas about what games I want to create that incorporate mashups that you would normally never see. So I don't have any particular ideas about, oh, you know, I want to see Cowboys versus Aliens or you know, fantasy versus, you know, a fantasy setting versus a sci-fi setting, you know, and mash those up together. I could do it in my own way, you know, in my own sort of sensibilities of how that might look. Or I could seek it and find a game that already is doing it. But that's generally not the kind of mashups I'm looking at. My kind of mashup, and this is one of those things that's sort of vulnerable to me, because there's certain things that I love so much that I would be hurt if somebody tried to take it away from me or tried to badmouth it or whatever. So I tend to keep these things closer to my chest until I feel good about having done them or already worked on them to the point where it's mostly developed and I'm ready to, you know, share it, I suppose. Partly because, again, I feel when I'm working on something like that, I feel especially vulnerable about it. Because I don't want people to tell me, no, you can't do that, or it's not worth it, or why do you like that at all? Because of this, and this. Why do you like that? You know, and I get upset when people do that to other people, and when it's something that's especially close to me or something I especially love, I don't want people telling me why I shouldn't love it. You know, so. That said, I'm going to share some of these with you. So, one mashup that I would like to do, and this is, is K-pop saves the world. Something along those lines. I have plans to do this. One way or another, it's going to get done. And some of you may not know what that is, what K-pop is. That's okay if you don't. I love it. And I want to make a game out of it, somehow, because I love it so much. And I have ideas about what to do. But it's really in the beginning stages right now. I'm still noodling around with what exactly to do and how to make it feel right, and how to incorporate it in such a way that people who don't know K-pop might still appreciate it and have fun with it. But this is a plan, and my target is to get this done by around February of next year to see if I can run this game. K-pop saves the world, something along those lines. And that's not really, I mean, it is a mashup because it's a mashup of the genre of K-pop versus, you know, action or you know, action adventure or you know, something that you know, saves the world, something bigger than just doing a video and singing songs. So I don't know. Again, it's so early on in the process. I would normally never say this, but I'm saying it now. So lucky you. The other one that comes to mind that I would like to do at some point is Disney Princesses versus Fallout. And just saying that makes me happy. But I don't know how to do it yet. That's really early. Really early. It's just an idea I have, and one day I'm going to do it, I think. I don't know how, because I got to get that just right. But it's in my head. We'll see. So these are things that nobody in their right mind would try to do and actually market to a mass audience. Of course they wouldn't. They might try to do it on an indie level and on an RPG Now level, or, you know, a drive-thru RPG level. And you know, even that might be worth sharing because, you know, I make these things, they're worth sharing even if only one person is interested. But it's not something that you would really usually make a book out of, you know. I mean, I could look at like magical girls kinds of books, like Kaname High, I think is the name of it. I can't remember the name of it, but Camden got it for me. Really nice of him. And you could take that and sort of repurpose it into some sort of something like that. But I don't know. That's, again, it's one of those tools I need to look at to see if it would work for my purposes. But either way, because I'm a doer and because I want to create something that's mine, that has my sensibilities all wrapped up into it and does what I want it to do and hits the notes that I'm looking for. My instinct is not to look outside and say what's already available or what do I want somebody else to do for me. I look inside and say, how would I do it so that I could make this the way I want to make it. So those are two very early ideas for what I want to do to create some a couple of adventures that I want to run. But how they will pan out and exactly what they will turn into, I don't know yet. And that's, again, it's usually something I don't share with people until I've got a better idea. Anyway, that's my answer for this question. I will cut it there for the day, and I will see you for tomorrow, the last day of RPG A Day 2017. And I have lots of thoughts on that last question, so I'm sure that's going to be a long one. Okay, I'll talk to you later.